So what's going on, everyday people? I'm Chad Thompson, and today I want to tell you guys about how to get better B-roll footage. I've been putting a lot of time and work into this over the past few weeks to try to figure out the best ways to get this footage. Now, no one way is the correct way. There's actually many ways that you can achieve the footage that you desire, and I've got a lot of cool and helpful techniques that you can utilize with different types of gear to get the best possible results. Now, I want to start with the easiest method. Now, this is a film camera because I don't have an extra DSLR to use for these purposes. But if you are new to B-roll and you don't have stabilizers or types of equipment that's going to work well, you can just use your neck strap. Every camera that you purchase is going to come with one of these, and honestly, some of the first B-roll footage I got was just using a neck strap because it's super easy to do. So essentially, all you want to do is put your neck strap on, get some resistance against your neck using your arms, have your elbows inward, and use this to steady the camera as much as possible as you're panning different shots. And you want to move your body, not your arms, because when you start moving your arms and losing this tension, that's when your shot gets a little shaky. So you can see from examples that I'm going to throw up throughout the course of this video that you could do some really cool stuff with these things. So again, you want to move your body as you're going along. You can even walk as you do this too, but you want to do this cool little ninja walk thing. Now, you're going to look goofy as you do a lot of this stuff, as you guys might have seen from my How Cinematics Are Made video or whatever. If you haven't seen that, you can watch it right up here. But you want to kind of do this slow walk so that way you're not moving up and down so much, but it's more of a steady flow. Because when you slow this stuff down into post-editing, that's when you're really going to get the look that you desire. So probably the least expensive option of all is to use a monopod. Again, this is a $10 monopod. I've talked about it in previous videos. You can see a card up here somewhere. Basically, the monopod allows you to do a lot of cool things. So if you did watch my video on different things for photographers to use with the monopod, I actually showed you guys that you can create drone-like footage by sticking the monopod out and kind of just panning it around your scene. Now, obviously for this, you might want to take the neck strap off, but you can get some really cool shots of just moving the camera up or moving the camera down from a different angle. So if you can see from some of the shots I'm showing you now, if you take the camera and you actually turn it upside down like this, stick it more towards the ground level, you can get some of those cool shots that look like you're lifting up off the ground and can almost simulate some drone footage just by using like a $10 monopod you can get from Walmart. This thing also doubles as like a walking stick. You can use it as a selfie stick. And in this clip, you can actually see that I was using the monopod on the camera to pan around myself because I had no one else with me to help me with that filming. Okay, so the next option is one of everybody's trusty little favorites, and that's the Joby tripod. You know, you can get these for, decent prices on places like Amazon. I think I got my own sale for around $50 or so. I mean, it's not super expensive, but it's also not the cheapest option like the $10 monopod. All you'd want to do is just set the camera on the Joby, and then from that point you can do different things. So this Joby pod's not just made for vloggers to have an extended arm so they can hold the camera out here and be able to see themselves. You can move these legs in different ways that would allow you to do different stuff. So maybe you put your camera on top and you have the legs on your shoulders helping support, and then you can hold this one and you can do some cool pans and tilts with that. Or, think with your mind to do these cool things. Stagnant shots in B-roll are also usable. So you could take this Joby and hang it on a tree limb so you can get some cool angles that you normally wouldn't be able to get. Or, just hang this on other stuff and get some cool footage of you walking by. And then you could add movement in post or whatever you want to do. So this is a great creative option if you want to come up with crazy ideas to help promote your videos by adding in some cool angles or just cool effects. And your mind is your limit when it comes to what you can do with one of these Joby pods. So the last thing on the list is probably one of the most expensive ones. You're going to be spending at least $80 on the bare minimum side of this spectrum if you go with like a newer glide cam. But I have the Glide Gear like S1000 or something. I bought this like 5 or 6 years ago before I really knew anything about this kind of stuff. So I think these you could get for about $130 on like Amazon and eBay and stuff. It's actually a pretty decent glide cam. And the footage you guys have seen here recently, I've just started using this. I actually kind of forgot that I had it. but you would want to buy one that's a little bit more industry standard, I guess. So for a really good one of these, you're going to look at $300 to $500 would be a rough estimate. But you know, if you want to get one of these smaller ones to kind of test and everything, you're good to go. This particular one I own would work great for a mirrorless camera because it's not as weighted as, say, my 70D, which is a bulky camera when you add a lens and everything as well, and I don't really have enough counterweights. But this will get you some of the most smooth footage that you could imagine having, and it's relatively simple to learn. Like, it's got it's kind of a small learning curve. So basically the way that it works is the base of this counteracts the weight of your camera, which is on top, and this section here will help keep the camera as stable as possible. So you can, in theory, just move this thing around all over the place and the camera is going to stay pretty stationary while you're moving everything around. So all the weight goes to one hand with this grip, and then the other hand just lightly holds on underneath, and this helps you to direct the camera and kind of keep it where it needs to be. And that's pretty much it. This will get you super buttery smooth video. But guys, hopefully these options will give you some different things to think about when you're trying to shoot your B-roll footage. And you know, you don't necessarily have to stick to just one thing. I use multiple things for different situations. You know, like I said, when I want to simulate a drone or kind of get that ground footage of, you know, my camera just kind of taking off, I will use the Monopod. I will turn it upside down, I'll get my footage all upside down, and in post-editing, I'll just rotate that footage 180 degrees so it looks like the camera was upright, and then we got some cool footage. You know, if I don't want to carry this big heavy thing around, or I'm in an environment where I can't have it, I'll just use my neck strap and I'll apply pressure. I'll just be more cautious and careful, or, you know, play around with the Joby Pod to get some cool angles. Realistically, the possibilities are endless and it's all up to you, your preferences. So my recommendation is to play around with these different things. Start with the most basic one, like the camera strap, get good with that, and then move on to other things. Guys, hope you enjoyed this video for today, and if you did, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to this channel for more content just like this, and as always, and most importantly of all, be sure to create something new today.